What are the best first cars for teenagers and new drivers? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. If you're planning to buy your first car or just a new driver that just needs something cheap, reliable, and inexpensive to run, I'm going to show you the top 10 best cars to go for. Many of these cars can be purchased for under $10,000, and around $15,000 is going to get you a really nice example. So let's get started with the first car in the number 10 spot, which is the Subaru Impreza. The Impreza is a bit of a hidden gem. It's not as popular as the SUV-styled Crosstrek, but it has all the same great ingredients. The generation made between 2017 to 2023 were very well-made cars with excellent reliability, build quality, and low maintenance costs. They come with a simple 2-liter 4-cylinder engine and a choice of either a CVT automatic or manual transmission. Safety was very high with this generation, and you can choose between either a sedan or hatchback body style. The main attraction of the Impreza is its standard all-wheel drive, which is one of the best out there, making this the perfect affordable car for those who live in rough climates. All around, a great choice. The next vehicle in the number 9 spot is the perfect choice for those that just really want to have that SUV body style, but at the lowest possible price. And that vehicle is the Mazda CX-3. Made between 2016 to 2020, the CX-3 is an excellent small crossover for those on a tight budget. Like most Mazdas of this era, the reliability is excellent, using a very fuel-efficient and rock-solid 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, a robust 6-speed automatic transmission, and available all-wheel drive. The interior is well equipped, and the infotainment system has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a nice bonus. It's not a very spacious or practical SUV, but for those that just need something for getting around in, the CX-3 does the job perfectly fine. But if real basic, no-nonsense transportation is what you're after, then take a look at the next car in the number 8 spot, which is the Toyota Yaris. As far as reliability is concerned, they really don't get any better than the Yaris. The real Toyota-made version built up to 2020, not the Mazda 2 version, is the one to get. This is one of the most reliable small cars ever made, with a bulletproof 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine and either a 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic transmission that will last an eternity with basic maintenance. It is not a fancy car and not the most spacious car, but if you just really need reliable transportation for a low price, you cannot get much better than this. And it's the same situation with the next car in the number 7 spot, which is the Honda Fit. A small hatchback is really the perfect type of car for a new driver or young driver, and you really can't get much better than the Fit. It has all the same ingredients and same benefits of the Toyota Yaris: reliability, low cost of ownership, efficiency, but with more interior space, cargo space, and much better packaging. The Fit was truly a great example of Honda at its very best. Affordable transportation without compromise. And it is the perfect car for anyone on a budget. The only real problem with both the Toyota Yaris and the Honda Fit is that it can be very hard to find a really nice example that's not too worn out for a great price, which is why you might want to instead take a look at the next car in the number 6 spot, which is the Honda Civic. The Civic has most of the same benefits of the Fit: affordability, low maintenance costs, fuel efficiency, excellent reliability, but because they are incredibly popular, it is far easier to find a good used example for a decent price. The previous generation, made between 2016 to 2021, with the standard 2-liter engine, is the one to get if you have the money. But if you are on a very tight budget, I would get the ones made between 2010 to 2013, which were the last to use a regular 5-speed automatic transmission before Honda switched to a CVT. Either way, it's really hard to go wrong with the Civic. And the same is true of the next car in the number 5 spot, which is the Toyota Corolla. Like the Civic, the Corolla is a perfect, affordable small car for anyone on a budget. They are incredibly well made, fuel efficient, with no nonsense reliability that can easily manage high mileage with ease. There's a reason why this is the best-selling vehicle on earth. The Corolla is the definition of cheap, reliable transportation. The best ones to go with are the ones made from 2017 onward, which came with Toyota's Safety Sense technology. But really, there are no bad years, and any version is perfectly fine. The only major problem with both the Civic and the Corolla is that almost everyone knows how reliable and inexpensive to own they are, making them very popular used car buys, and it can be very difficult to find a decent deal on one. So it might be more strategic instead to look for a car that's more of a hidden gem and off the radar of most used car buyers, such as the next car in the number 4 spot, which is the Scion IM. Scions are nothing but rebadged, restyled Toyotas. They share all the same Toyota parts, the engines, and so on, just with a sportier looking body, but because just about everyone has forgotten that Scion even existed or didn't even know they existed to begin with, no one is really looking for them, so they can be great used car buys. The Scion IM is just a Toyota Corolla hatchback, so truly a phenomenal car to buy. Then you have the Scion XB, the XD, and the TC, all of which are great choices too. Really, it doesn't matter which one you buy, you will be getting the same amazing Toyota reliability regardless. Now, if you're finding that Scions are just a little bit too difficult to come by or still too expensive for you, then take a look at the next car in the number 3 spot, which is the Mazda 3. What I like about the Mazda 3 is that it just about matches the reliability of Toyota and Honda, but they are pretty easy to find at a lower price. The best ones are the ones made from 2012 onward. By then, Mazda had fixed all the previous rust issues and introduced their fuel-efficient and reliable Sky-Active 4-cylinder engines and 6-speed transmissions, which they continue to use to this day. This is a perfect affordable choice you just cannot go wrong with. But if a Mazda 3 is still too expensive for you and you just need something as cheap as possible, but you don't mind going with something that's a little bit older, then instead take a look at the cars in the number 2 and number 1 spot, which are a tie between the Toyota Matrix and the Pontiac Vibe. The Matrix and Vibe are mechanically identical hatchbacks, both of which are basically just hatchback versions of the Toyota Corolla, with all the exact same components. They were both incredibly well-made cars, very reliable, very robust, and built to handle high mileage with ease. The Vibe in particular is a bit of a hidden gem, but don't be fooled by the Pontiac badge. It is just a Toyota underneath. And if you find a really nicely kept one, you could be getting an excellent affordable car. In fact, that's exactly what I managed to find for a family member last year. I managed to find them a nearly showroom condition 2010 Vibe with only 40,000 miles or around 65,000 kilometers that came with fully documented service history and a clean title. All it needed was new tires and a water pump, and for around $6,000 Canadian all in, we had one of the best possible affordable rides you can possibly ask for. That's how it's done. And now for some honorable mentions. I know there are many other YouTube channels out there that recommend other highly desirable used cars to consider as being excellent, cheap, reliable transportation, including the Buick LeSabre and other GM vehicles with the famous 3.8-liter V6 engine, the Ford Panther platform cars like the Crown Victoria, and the Grand Marquis. The only problem with most of these cars is that they are all just way too old and worn out at this point to find a decent example for a good price, especially if you live in a northern climate such as Canada, where they're just about impossible to find anymore. So you're much better off going with one of the vehicles that are on this list. So let me know what you thought of these choices, and if you own any of these particular cars, what has your ownership experience been like? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you are planning to buy a car and you live in Ontario, know that OMVIC is the vehicle sales regulator that's responsible for administering and enforcing the rules that dealerships must follow. To learn more about your consumer protection rights and to access free car buying resources, just visit omvic.ca. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.